Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do another homeschool video for you guys. Something that I've been thinking about a lot recently is homeschool when there's holidays and things that I feel like my daughter and myself might miss out on because I'm choosing to homeschool her, and different fears that I've had since deciding to homeschool my daughter, and what I've actually found that we can do that I feel is just as good, if not better, than some of the memories I have from when I was in school. So if you're interested in hearing about that, just keep on watching. Okay, so I started considering homeschooling my daughter when she was about 2 years old. And at the time, I didn't really think too much about it. Again, she was only 2, so any of her friends or my friends' kids who were going to preschool or daycare, it was preschool or daycare, and I didn't feel like she was really missing out on much. But now that she is getting older and I'm seeing my friends' kids starting kindergarten and going off to elementary school, I started kind of feeling a little bit of fear in regards to some of the memories that I have, because I went to a public school when I was a kid, and I started to get nervous or feel guilty that she was going to miss out on some of those things that I have fond memories of. And then also as a parent, if you're new to my channel, I should probably back up a little. My daughter is 5, and so I homeschool her right now. She's doing pre-K right now, and then starting in August, she is going to start kindergarten. But I also have an 11-year-old son who is in middle school, and so I've seen him go through the public school system, and there's certain things that he does and that the school does that I look forward to. And thinking about those things and thinking about the fact that Zoe, my daughter, won't be participating in those things started to make me feel a little guilty or nervous and sad that she was going to miss out. But I've actually found, the more that I've looked into things, that there are so many things you can do as a homeschool family to keep it fun and keep it exciting and keep those memories if you want. And so I just wanted to go ahead and make this video to share that with you, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. That is one memory I really have of my childhood, was on Valentine's Day. You know, you usually make like a mailbox or something, and then your classmates, they all bring their Valentines for you, and you have all of these little cards from people, and it just makes you feel so special, and you got all this candy and stuff. And so I started to think about that, and I was sad because I felt like Zoe wasn't going to get to experience that. But that is not the case. I've actually found that there's more opportunities for us personally. I'm only speaking for myself, and I'm not saying homeschool is better than public school. Like I said, I have a kid in public school, and then I'm choosing to homeschool my daughter, and whatever your choice is, that's fine, and that's not what this video is about. But if you are choosing homeschool, or if this is a fear of yours, I just thought it might be helpful to share some of the things and some of the resources that I have found, and ways that I have found that you can still incorporate all of the things that you might have memories of if you were in public school, or things that you see your kids' friends doing or whatever, and still keep that magic alive and enjoy those memories and still enjoy school. So I just made a little list of all of the things that, between my own personal experience when I was a kid and my son, of things that I look forward to in school and I look forward to with my kids, and that I was nervous I wouldn't be able to give to my daughter. So the first thing on here is awards. I remember when I was in school, we had awards assemblies, and our parents were allowed to come and they could watch us get a certificate, and you'd stand in front of the school. And I know that's probably not for everybody, but I personally enjoyed it. I liked to see my parents there proud of me. And as a parent, that is something I really look forward to. I love hearing that my son is being awarded for something, and I really looked forward to that with my daughter as well. So the more I started to think about homeschooling and realized that that's not something that is going to happen, I kind of started to get a little bit sad about it. But then I realized that when my son is at school, he's at school Monday through Friday, pretty much all day. And I don't get to see the work that he's doing. I don't get to see what different extracurricular things he's doing. I don't really know what's going on because I'm not there. So his awards assemblies are really special and exciting because that's a way for me to connect with him and his education. Versus my daughter, I am with her every single day. I am the one teaching her. I can see when she progresses. I can see when she's improving. I can see when she's accomplished something and trying really hard. And that is really, makes me really proud. And I get to celebrate her little accomplishments every single day. And so really an awards ceremony isn't necessary when you're homeschooling because you're seeing all of the accomplishments, you're seeing everything that your kid's doing. And if you really want your kid to get an award, you want to make it special, you can still do that. You can go on the computer and make a little certificate and make fun little awards for your kids. And we do a reward chart, and so she fills out the reward chart, she gets a little piece of candy, or you can do like a little toy or whatever you want, but you can do whatever kind of award system or reward system that you want as a homeschool family. So just because your kid isn't in public school doesn't mean you have to miss out on something like that. And you could even, if you're worried about like extended family seeing it, like grandparents and aunts and uncles and stuff, you could videotape them. You could literally make your own award and be like, Zoe, she learned how to read, or whatever it is that your kid did that you're very proud of, and you can take a little video of it, make them feel special, and then send it to your family members. Or even have your family members come over and do like a little celebration. Maybe at the end of the year, you do like a little end of the year party. So, yeah, that is something that I am not really worried about anymore because I see that it's not as necessary because I get to experience her little achievements every single day that I'm doing homeschool with her. So that was the first thing. And then another thing, and this one's like a really big one for me, is performances. He doesn't do much anymore, but I loved watching my son's little like kindergarten graduation and winter performances and the little like singing things and stuff. And it's just so cute and it's so fun. And again, it's a way to connect with him and his education and kind of see his personality in a different light. And I really enjoy those performances. And especially now that my daughter is almost in kindergarten, I have a lot of friends whose kids are around the same age, and I see them posting their performances and their little dances and all of those things, and I just think it's so cute. And sometimes it does make me a little jealous and feel like maybe she's gonna feel a little left out, or that she's being left out and I'm not allowing her to do those things. But just like with the awards, when you homeschool, the beautiful thing about it that I'm learning is you can do whatever you want, as long as you're in your guidelines, of course. But if I want to see performances, either I could teach her a performance and we could show it to the rest of our family, but I also could just put her into an extracurricular activity like dance, or there's even acting classes. There's plenty of different clubs and activities that I could put her in where I would be able to see a performance. If she does ballet or anything like that, then you're seeing them perform. And also, I think it's just a normal kid thing, or maybe not, because I used to do it with my sisters, but we would like put on little performances for our parents randomly. And my son and my daughter have started doing it, and it's really cute. And so we get to see her performances anyways. And yeah, it might not be on a stage in front of like all of our family and stuff, which I would love, and I would love to show them off and everything, but I've just realized that it doesn't matter to me as long as she's happy and I can see her like little performances and stuff and she's enjoying herself. That's all that matters. And again, if she loves dancing and singing, so if I really wanted to, I could put her into a dance class or a singing class, and then I would see her performances then. So all of these things can be done. You just have to put in a little bit of effort to find creative ways to do them outside of the school system. And I think that was really hard for me because, like I said, I did go to school when I was a kid. So I'm not familiar with all the things that are out there for homeschoolers. And the more research I did, there is a lot of stuff you can do. There's even homeschool groups. Like, I'm sure I could even find a homeschool group of kids who do like plays or something, and she could join that. So there's definitely ways to make it happen. The next thing I had on here were crafts and gifts. So again, around Christmas time especially, your kids make cute little gifts for you or little ornaments for the tree, and I was kind of bummed that I wasn't going to get any of those. Again, that is just it's not true because I can have her do whatever I want. So if I want her to do a little ornament, we've done ornaments for Christmas, whatever craft I want her to do, and I actually get more of her artwork because, again, I'm seeing it every single day, and it's not just being put in a folder. A lot of times my son's work doesn't make it home, and I'm sure you guys all have kids that are the same, but I'll get like a random art piece or a random thing here and there when he feels like it or remembers to bring it home. Whereas when I'm homeschooling, I can see every single thing that she's doing, and all of her art, all of her crafts, everything she makes is here at home. So I actually feel like I get more crafts and gifts, and she makes me random gifts all the time. Like, it's not something that I have to, that she needs to go to school for, you know? So the next one is Spirit Weeks. And again, I'm sure not everyone likes them, but I always thought it was fun to participate in Spirit Weeks. And my son, it's been really fun to get creative with some of his Spirit Weeks. And so that was something I was a little bummed that she wasn't going to get to participate in. But actually, you can have a Spirit Week if you want. It feels a little silly, especially since I'm only homeschooling her, but I mean, she still would enjoy it anyways. But actually for us, our library does story time every week, and I love our library. I love our librarian. She always sets up fun events for the kids. She comes up with a schedule for the month, and actually last week they did a Spirit Week, and so it was crazy hat day, and they got to wear a crazy hat. So you definitely can experience those things. You just have to find activities outside of the school system, again, that will allow you to do those kinds of things. Or again, just do it on your own. If you want it to be Spirit Week, make it Spirit Week and let your kid dress up, take cute pictures of them. Like, there's nothing saying that just because they're not going to public school or to a physical school that they can't participate in Spirit Week or anything like that. And then also, again, there are homeschool co-ops and groups, and they all run things differently, but I'm sure if I really wanted to, I'm sure there's a group that does Spirit Weeks or some kind of fun activities that she could participate in. The next one, and the reason that I even started thinking about all this, I wanted to make this video, is holidays. So I mentioned Valentine's Day. Again, I actually joined a Facebook group, and it is a local homeschool group that they do weekly park meetups so that the kids can all get together and play, and they schedule just random events. And so they actually are doing a Valentine's Day party, and the kids get to come and they can bring their Valentines and they can do a little exchange. I think there's going to be like cupcake decorating or cookie decorating, something like that. So there's different activities, and then they can play at the park. So again, just because they're not in a school doesn't mean that they can't socialize and have friends and have another group of kids and share Valentine's and participate in holiday stuff. There are so many events that go on in your community that I'm sure you don't even know about. And I've found out about so many I had no idea about. Chick-fil-A does weekly meetups where they do random crafts, and I think this month they're doing a Valentine's Day one. There's the library, like I said, the library is amazing. We're not doing like a Valentine's Day exchange, but they are going to do something special for Valentine's Day. I think each kid gets like a piece of candy or something. So there's definitely things you can do, and you can still definitely make them special. Another thing I had on here was dances and parties. So like classroom parties and school dances. Honestly, I was never really super into school dances. My son likes to go occasionally, but it is just something that crossed my mind that as a homeschool student, my daughter may not be able to participate in. And again, That's not true. There's co-ops, there are groups. All you have to do is look for them. You just need to find one that you really feel comfortable in, and then I feel like there's so many opportunities. And I personally, my daughter is not in a co-op at the moment, but I have looked into a lot of co-ops, and as soon as she starts kindergarten, she will be old enough to join some co-ops, and I do plan on putting her in some kind of co-op or club or something like that. Which actually brings us to the next one, which is clubs. And again, this is a really fond memory of mine. When I was in middle school, I was in every single after-school club I could possibly be in. I just loved it. My friends would all stay after school with me, and we would do any club we could get into. I just enjoyed hanging out with my friends longer. They were fun. So yeah, that was something I was a little bummed that she might miss out on. But again, when you're homeschooling, you have so much more time that there's so many things you can put her in. I can put her in martial arts. She signed up for T-ball this summer. There's competitions she could do if we wanted to. There's different groups that we can join at the library. There's, again, co-ops that I'm sure do certain things. There's classes, which is really exciting, actually. There's a lot of classes that you can find that are really inexpensive or free. Kroger does a cooking class I think it's every Saturday. Don't quote me on that, but I know that they do cooking classes, and we haven't actually taken one yet, but I just found out about them. The kids get like a recipe card, they get an apron, and they get some kind of kitchen utensil, and then they get to cook some kind of meal or snack or dessert and eat their dessert. And so that's really cool. And then Michael's, and I think Joann's as well, they do craft classes. Home Depot and Lowe's do free workshops on the weekends. So many things that your kid can do. Again, you just have to look for them. And so I'm getting really excited actually for homeschooling her, because I'm starting to realize that all of the things I was nervous about and felt like maybe she might miss out on, it might take a little more effort. It will take effort, but you can make any of it happen. You just have to put in the effort and find the right people and find the right groups and clubs and classes, and you can totally make any of it happen. So the last thing I had on here was field trips, and this is something even when she was 2, I was really bummed about, because I always dreamed of going on my kids' field trips, and I haven't been able to do it with my son. It just hasn't worked out with our schedules and with me staying home with my daughter. And so with me homeschooling, I was like, well, I'm not going to get to do it with her either. But that is not true. Again, there are co-ops, and they do, at least the ones around here, they do field trips all the time, to the fire station, to farms, to museums. There's even special homeschool days. So like our local museum has homeschool days where they have discounts, or sometimes it's even free. We had a little farm down the street that did like a fall festival type thing, and it was open to the public, but there was one weekend where it was just open to homeschool families and field trips, and it was very discounted, and you could go and you could enjoy all the amenities of the farm and the fall festival, and so that was really cool. You can take tours of police stations, fire stations. There's plenty of things that you can do. So that was something I didn't realize, and a lot of the co-ops, again, will plan these together, and then you have a group of people to go with as well, so they get to go with their friends. And then also, something that I think is really cool is, again, I love my library, and if you haven't looked into programs at your library, I really think you should. But the library we go to this month is doing community helpers. They pick a theme every month for their stories. And this week it's community helpers. So last week they learned about police officers, and they were supposed to have a police officer come and meet the kids, but unfortunately that didn't work out. But this week they are learning about firefighters, and there's actually a fire station right next door. So we're gonna walk over and check out the fire station and the fire trucks. And yeah, so that'll be really, really fun. There's a lot of places that you'd be surprised if you are considering homeschooling. You can look them up, and you can plan field trips as a homeschool family. All you have to do is like look on their site. Sometimes it will just have information there, or contact them. What our groups do is, I've noticed a lot of parents will like put feelers out there and like be like, who would be interested in this? And then they'll call up the company and say, hey, would this be able to happen? And usually the company will say, if you can get X amount of people to come, we can make it happen. And so you have a group of people that can go, and you just make your own field trip. And again, it takes a little effort, but it can be done, and there's no reason that your kid has to miss out on any of those things. So those were just some of the things that I've thought of that I was worried about missing out on, or that I was worried my daughter might miss out on, and ways that I've found that she doesn't have to miss out on those things. I hope this is helpful. Just one more thing I'm going to add is extra classes like PE, music, art. There are so many classes in my community where you can put your kid in just like an art class or a music class. And there's a lot of homeschooling parents who specialize or are really good at a certain thing that will offer classes. So definitely stuff that you can look into. Your kid is not going to miss out on these things. And I hope this gave you some ideas if you're looking for ways to incorporate some of these things into your homeschool. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next one.